Ahoy, crypto pirates. Welcome to your Discourse Syndicate. Captain RG3 here, bringing the Hexicans the guest of the week. Guys, this is getting really interesting. We are getting guests coming every single day now. We've got a lineup this week. We got a lineup starting next week. And what an exciting journey this is turning into be. Anyway, how's everybody doing out there? How's the chat room? Where we at? I see Children of the Grave, Nardo's out there, El Hexadente, Chris Hooper, welcome, man. Corey, an investor. What's up, Corey? Michael Hex, David Gonzalez, and of course, the Dana White of Discourse Syndicate, Crypto King in the house. Rolling us more and more people excited to get on and hang out with us and talk to us about finance and crypto and hex and all that good stuff. Tonight is going to be, we've got a gentleman from the real finance world. He's actually into crypto too, because I've seen some of his presentations that he's done out there, and he is talking some of the Bitcoin. And so I'm sure that we're going to be able to talk to him about that. He's got a company out there called Perpetual Assets that does they put together self-directed IRAs. Some of the things that us Hexicans have been looking into in the past, and we'll get to talk about that. That's going to be cool. So let's see, what else do we have to clean up here? Did everybody catch Crypty Girl and Nerd Girl this Saturday on the Discourse Syndicate Building Bridges show? They did a really good job. Actually, it was Nerd Girl's show on Saturdays now that she was bringing Crypty Girl on and talking about bridging communities. And that's what we're trying to do. I wanted to throw something out at everybody. So I noticed that, we've been, look, guys, I know that we've all been beat up a little bit by crypto, gate kept, called scammers, called everything in the book. Believe me, I know. They not only do I see it out there with all of you guys and all the chat rooms and the crypto Twitter and all that stuff, but I see it in my messages. I get messages from people calling us scammers and all this other stuff. So I know, I get it, guys. I know, but you know what? The war's over. We won. The war's over. Put down your weapons and let's try to make peace out there, because people need to come to us now and start asking about what it is that we got our hands on, because the jury's done, man. The jury's out, and Hex has won. The war is over. All that good stuff. Don't sweat it no more, guys. Go out there and make friends, not enemies. Stay out of fights from all those chat rooms. It's worthless. You're no matter where you go for a while, probably another year or two, and maybe never will some of these people, there's still people out there that don't like Tether. There's still people out there that don't like, Cardano or Ripple or any of those other things that are out there. So, we're going to have haters no matter what. So just disengage from them idiots, and don't make trouble everywhere you go, because it's not productive. It's time. Let's see, who's that? Crypto Leonard. There was never a war. Those who are interested, we show and teach about hex, and others we just stay without hex. Easy. Yeah, exactly. I mean, if they miss it, they miss it, and sorry to them. This is it's one of those Microsoft moments, I guess you can call it. Back when Microsoft was first starting and people didn't want to get involved, and they had an opportunity to get involved on the ground floor. It's that Bitcoin moment when Bitcoin was first getting launched, and it was ground floor, and people were telling them about it, and they called it a scam. It is that same situation, and that's where we're at. And now that we have like the guests that we're going to have on tonight, now that we have them coming on to talk about real finance and how hex fits in that, and we're going to start legitimizing it, and people are going to start seeing what it is. And it's going to be eye-opening for the rest of the crypto world. That's for sure. And then the rest of the world, once we finally get it. So anyway, without getting too much into, a conversation with myself here, we do have a guest, and I would like to bring him up. I don't know, his camera doesn't seem to be working right now. Maybe he's not coming on camera, but anyway, he is, I guess, the one of the partners in a company called Perpetual Assets. You can see him over on CJ's channel, and this is our guest, Gus Demos. I think I said his name right, Gus Demos. Gus, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, how's it going? Your camera not working, or you just want to be incognito?
I'm in pajamas. So if you're fucking cool with, it's 10 p.m. in fucking Florida. So I'm ready for bed. So yeah, if that works for everyone. Yeah, and I'm even wearing my George Washington AR shirt. So
nice. How you doing, Gus?
Good, man. Good. Traveling the country quite a bit, and heard your intro. And if it makes anyone feel any better, I own a crypto company, and my friends and family still talk shit with Bitcoin at 50,000. So there are certain people that you've known for a long time, friends and family usually, especially if they've known you since childhood or whatever. You could come to them with something like this, even in 2013 or 2017 or whatever. And let me mute that shit. And they just they won't take you seriously. So it is what you don't have to gloat or feel vindicated, but I met friends out here. I'm in Naples now, but we were up in Sarasota for the weekend, and a couple of my college buddies finally joking. They weren't even joking. They're like, yeah, I might look into the crypto thing. I'm like, dude, Bitcoin's at fucking 52,000. It's like telling me you're going to look into Amazon. Like it's, so there's nothing. There's nothing.
You kind of missed the boat there.
I'm not saying you missed it. I'm just saying, like, you were talking. It's not even worth gloating or vindicate. It's like, dude, fuck it. Like, let them talk all the shit they want, and it is what it is. Here we are. So. Yeah, it's not just, again, we do crypto retirement accounts, and I still get my balls busted from not anymore, but it never went away, especially after the 17-18 crash. So
yeah, but it's funny, people like expensive shit. They don't like the cheap shit. When Bitcoin was down 3,000, nobody wanted to come talk to you. Now here they are again, knocking on the door. Hey, RG, tell me about what's going on in crypto. It's like, it's 50K again. Remember, I was telling you guys about it back in 2018 when it was cheap. I said, hey, it's going to take a dip. It dips. It's going to be a bear market. Now's the time to accumulate. They don't listen to that stuff. They don't want to get in until it's nice and shiny and the price is really, really high.
It's fascinating that if you think about it, investments. And that we've been doing retirement accounts for like almost 10 years now. So investment is the only thing you could really think of, assets, that most people almost prefer overpaying for, like during manias. Yeah. Like, it doesn't matter if it's housing in 08, right? Or fucking Tesla. Everyone's buying Tesla. It's like, dude, you should have bought Tesla 3 fucking years ago. Like, it doesn't matter what it is. People love overpaying. That's what a mania is, right? And I'm not saying you don't have to equate mania and bubble, right? You could just say mania is when something gets super, super hot, So everything else, consumer products, there's a sale on fucking cheeseburgers or purses. They fucking run out and go. If something's cheap on the CPI side, they run out. Fucking, I gotta get those fucking shoes. I gotta get those fucking shoes today. They're on sale.
People will drive 3 extra miles to go pay 3 cents less for gas.
Yeah, anything else that's on sale, they haul ass and go get it. But assets, you could look at every single thing that's gotten hot the last 30, since I can remember, the last 25, 30 years. And it's always, especially the people that busted your chops about it early, they're the one. And if people remember the movie The Big Short too, it was, and I didn't steal the line, but I even said so at that time. I'm like, he fucking knew when that stripper had 4 houses. He's like, yeah, this is a fucking bubble. So short everything.
I'm out of this motherfucker.
Yeah. And for all you crypto guys, that's it. Might, I'm not saying ever get out of the sector. I'm biased. You know, we're involved in it, but if you, there's so many altcoins flying around. If you have like, you know, if you're gonna lap dance and she's like, you got to buy this coin, you're like, oh fuck it, time to get out of that.
You missed it.
Time to dump that son of a bitch. So yeah,
you know, I was so I'm a worker guy, and I've been working my whole life. I'm in my 50s, so I'm looking at, you know, retirement soon. Live in Southern California, so it's been a rough go being I'm a millwright by trade. But I remember.
Are you gonna stick it out there?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm good here. You know?
You're not going anywhere. You planted the flag.
No. One day soon, I'm going to Puerto Rico. That's I want to go there. That's where I want to retire. That's where me and Mama want to go spend the rest of our days on the beach somewhere in Puerto Rico.
I love that. Love that no income tax.
Oh yeah, that too. You know, but I mean, we've made a good life for ourselves here. But on top of working a semi-professional job for the last 30 plus years, I've had to have side gigs in order for us to survive out here, because this is a very expensive place to live. And
brutal.
But I remember back in 2006, right before the big crash, you know, like you said, the time of the Big Short, I had bought my first house back then, and I was watching all the people at work, like the people that I knew didn't make as much money as I did, and they were like talking about how they just dropped all this coin on a $600,000 condo. Now back then, $600,000 was a big deal for a condo in California, and I know that their income didn't allow them to do that. And I was like, this shit's bad. Something is really going to happen here. This is not right if these guys are able to do stuff like that. And of course, same thing, you know, it all went to shit after that because of all the liar loans and all that crap, you know. And you know, and that's when you guys probably started getting started with putting things together to get your deal done. But you know, that
it's funny you mentioned that. So I lived in SoCal from like 05 to 07, or maybe like 06 to 08 or some shit like that. Mm-hmm. Right towards the tail end of it all. Right. And I knew something. I'm originally from Chicago, Illinois, and Chicago didn't have the Cali, Arizona, Nevada, Florida boom. That, you know, it did the whole fucking bubble pop, but Cali, you know, Arizona, Nevada, those were like ground zero, right? So when I first got to SoCal, I noticed the same fucking thing. I'm like, these people are all making 50 grand and everyone's driving a fucking 7 Series. Like, something's fucking up here. Like, none of it makes any sense, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, at the time I'm in like my mid to late 20s, and it was something didn't make sense. And you know, at the time we'd never seen housing universally fucking crash. That was accurate. So everyone was in denial about it, but it was all these dudes, like, you know, triple loans out, fucking, you know, trying to overprice a piece of ass they can't afford, or some Beamer they can't afford. And I'm like, everything makes zero sense. But yeah, it was something to behold, especially in Cali.
Yeah. What area were you in?
I was in Newport Beach. So which was, dude, Irvine was like mortgage fucking ground zero almost. Like all these fucking dudes, and a lot of them were like Huntington guys too, like fucking tatted up fucking.
That's where I was at. I was living in HB at the time. That's where,
dude, so a lot of Huntington and Newport and Laguna dudes were driving into Irvine, and a lot of them were fucking there, you know, they had 2-3 years before that, they were like in the service, like they had like part-time service gigs or something, and then they were making $400K a year fucking doing mortgages and
doing loans. So, everybody did the loans.
Dude, Irvine was fucking ground zero. I'll never forget it.
They were destroying people too. They were destroying people.
Option arms on fucking dude.
Yeah.
My buddies were like, "Oh, dude, I made 40 grand today on fucking 2 loans." I'm like, "Really?" I'm like, it's just crazy shit. So yeah, it was that was something to behold. Yes.
So good. So let's go back in your history now, and let's talk about what you've got set up, why you did it. You know, obviously you lived through all of this stuff, and you decided, okay, it's time for me to start putting together this asset. It's something I want to talk to you about for sure, because I'm looking at doing it myself. So this is perfect. But so maybe you can explain how you got into that, how you got into crypto, the whole story there.
You know, people throw the term red pill out a lot.
Yeah.
My quote unquote red pill came after the crisis. So they were up there testifying after the bubble popped, and they were grilling, and it wasn't even ideological at the time. Like Grayson was a Democrat out of Florida, and Ron Paul and blah, and they were grilling Bernanke, and they cornered him. I'll never forget this fucking conversation. They cornered him on like trillions of off-balance sheet transactions, and they're like, "Where'd it go?" And he's basically like, "You know, go fuck yourself. We don't have to tell you." And I'm like, "What? Come again?" I'm like, "Dude," and I grew up like a fucking econ undergrad, you know. So I was like, "They don't fucking teach you that." And it's like this guy just saying "fuck you" to Congress. Like there are trillions just let here. So I went after that was, and that was like 2009. So I went down the fucking rabbit hole of you know, studying central banking and the whole Ron Paul thing and hard money and sound money. So it started off as I got into precious metals, gold, silver, etc. Mm-hmm. And I worked in precious metals for like a year and a half, and that's where I met my business partner who helped me, who we founded the company together, Will. So we initially launched, and this at this point it's like 2011. So it's almost at like the foundation of Bitcoin. We're a little late, but right there. So the 2011, 2012, we start doing precious metals with a focus on retirement accounts. But again, at that point, and anyone who's seen any of the old, not even old, but like the Netflix banking Bitcoin documentaries and all that shit, in the early days, the traction before Mt. Gox, from call it 2011 to 2013, the traction was the IT community and the cyberpunks, along with the libertarian, like Ron Paul, anti-establishment types. Like the first time I really dove into it, I had an interview with Professor Selgin out of University of Georgia, and me and him, like I really got into it with him, and then Tom Wood, and then blah, and then we followed Jeff Berwick of Dollar Vigilante and blah blah. Like, and again, now a lot of these people we do business with, but at the time everyone was kind of just getting their hands around, like, what the fuck is this thing? It's $20 now, it's $100, blah blah blah. Yeah. So that was very early on in the days, and then Mt. Gox happened in I want to say 2013, when we were at the Texas Bitcoin conference, the first Bitcoin conference I'd ever been to, and that was the first time Bitcoin had crossed 1,000. Now it's kind of fucking funny looking back, but it was the first. So that was the first time we started seeing Bitcoin millionaires, and those were the motherfuckers who bought in at like $5 and $10 or fucking $1 or whatever. Yeah. Like early miners, they were showing up at this fucking Texas thing in 2013 and fucking Ferraris and Lambos and shit. And that's 2013. So Bitcoin had just crossed 1,000. Like, again, dude, you look back on it now, it's like these motherfuckers sold it at like 500 or 1,000.
I know.
It's like,
and they were still running.
Yeah, and they were still fucking making it rain, right? So from there, so here, that was the first time Mt. Gox happened. That was the first time we saw the bubble pop or a collapse happen in crypto. So we saw this thing run up from this thing no one ever heard of. And don't quote me, it might be 11. It might have hit 1,100 or 1,200. It was right around that barely over 1,000. Then it crashed back to like, $50 or $100. When it crashed back, me and my business partner had made a bunch of contacts at that show, and that's when we decided to start accepting it through a payment processor, which is that's how a lot of merchants got into it at first. They started saying, you'd see the old, back in the day, you'd see Bitcoin accepted here, blah, 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 blah. So we started accepting it for retirement accounts and for precious metals. So that was our first dip in the toe introduction to it. Mm-hmm. A year or two later, the IRS started approving it. as an asset, taxing it. People could hold it in retirement accounts. So then we not only did we accept it, but our clients would add it to their retirement accounts. But that we didn't sell it at that point. We didn't touch it because of all the bullshit, all the regulation that went along with it. But something happened in 2016, 2017, where we actually were like, fuck, we have to start an OTC desk and become dealers too. The mania, and we got lucky in hindsight that the 2017, 2018 happened because the customers, the big boys, the big exchanges were taking such a long time onboarding people because, so just so everyone's aware, an exchange, someone who's coming in with $5, they treat the same as someone who's coming in with 100 fucking grand. Like, piss in this cup, we got to run KYC on you, blah, blah, blah. So it's all this onboarding bullshit. Yeah. And our clients at that time from 2017, it was on fucking, like it is now. It's exactly like what we're seeing now is kind of what 2017 was like, maybe even fucking crazier because the altcoins were hotter, you could argue. But clients were freaking fucking out. So an exchange would take 1 month, 2 months, 3 months to onboard them. And the fucking thing would go up 400%. They're like, these fucking guys just cost me, $400,000 fucking dollars. Like, so we were getting harassed. Like the exchanges are fucking us. The exchanges are fucking us. So we're like, all right, fuck it. We'll throw resources in and get in the game. The first 2018 happens. The bubble pops. We dive in, give the U.S. Government a DNA sample, a urine sample, our firstborns, all that bullshit, lawyers, accountants, yada, yada. And we become an OTC dealer ourselves, which, again, is a blessing now because we got ready and for this for the last year or 2020. So since the zombie apocalypse started, we've done 4 times the business of any other fucking year for metal and for crypto and for retirement accounts.
Oh, metal's hitting it hard too then, huh?
Oh, dude, you can't even fucking find it. We've been sold out of silver and gold for a month. Or it's this is the third time we've been sold out since the fucking zombie apocalypse. So it's everything's a shit show. Like the world is melting. So so our primary functions are, we structure retirement accounts. We call it an LLC IRA. We're crypto dealers. We sell crypto. And then we're also metals dealers, our core functions. And then we added crypto a couple of years ago. So yeah, we don't tell clients what to buy. We only offer like the big 20 or whatever. But lots of clients get into more exotic shit. And we're not trying to be pussies. We try not to be liable for what a client should buy. Like, buy whatever the hell you want. We sell crypto. And that's, because you could get into trouble in this game. If you give buy this coin and the thing fucking goes down 800%, the client's gonna come for blood.
They all do.
It's better. When someone is wiring you large sums of money, from our perspective and from my perspective, it's better just to fucking play Switzerland. Like you have to. I mean, you make your.
We're talking about an asset. I mean, Bitcoin's gone down 80, 90, 70% more than 2 handfuls of times.
If you're new to the fucking game, dude, it's
not for the lighthearted.
No, the volatility makes people freak the fuck out.
You gotta have balls, man.
Dude, when you start talking about, especially in the so a lot of the retirement after people's houses, IRA retirement accounts are usually like their second or third majority weight of their net worth, right? So it's a big deal to these people. So when
it's me, Gus, that's me, man. I'm in my 50s. I busted my ass my whole life to get my retirement, and now here I am, and it's like, wait a minute, I'm gonna put it in what now?
Yeah, it's a big fucking deal, and if you catch it, like from March 2020 to now, if you would have went all in, you look like a fucking genius. But on the flip side, like you said, the fucking thing drops 40% in 2 weeks. People freak the fuck. Like it's not peanuts, right? So I respect that. And again, we don't try to avoid liability. Like it's not, like you said, you gotta have some fucking balls, ice in the veins, whatever the fuck. It's volatile.
bring you some. I'm going to bring you some news, guys. Wait till you hear what I have to talk about. I mean, this is interesting. I'm glad you're on with us, but I'm gonna educate you today, and you're gonna actually learn something. We're glad we have you here because people like you are a perfect marriage for what we do and who we are and what Hex is all about. I don't know how much you know about Hex, but I think it's going to blow your mind and flip everything that you're doing on its head, to be honest. There's a lot of hype in crypto, a lot of hype, but this is one of those things that isn't a hype. I mean, let me go back real quick and ask you about precious metals first so that I can get that off the table. And then we can start talking about crypto a little bit more. I know there's this big run up on silver and this big run up on metals and so here I am, a worker guy, father of 3, married for 20 years, worked my ass off my whole life. I got 8 herniated discs, that I traded in for my career. And now, my father passed away this last year.
Sorry.
And,
very sorry.
Thank you. And, we go to handle all the stuff and I'm given this safe and things and I'm going through the safe and there's my granddad's gold in there and there's my dad's gold in there. And then I put it in the box with my gold. And I'm like, so we've been saving this metal and now it's going to end up going to my kids. We've done nothing with it. We've never used it. It's never been anything. Sure, it's a hedge, but what has it ever really done for anybody so far? So, I mean, I get it. I know that, you want to hedge in as many places as you can, but I haven't seen the real value in the metal thing yet, to be honest, just because I hold it, I have actual physical gold and it hasn't done anything for 3 going on 4 generations.
Yeah. And we, there's always usually people like social media, for example, people will run across debates on people that I know and that we've been following and that I've spoke with at conferences and shit, and they rage on each other on crypto or metal, like the Bitcoin and gold fucking debate. It almost makes my head explode, only because I'm like, listen, I don't want to come off like a fucking Star Wars geek, but you don't have to fucking deal in absolutes. Like there's nothing saying you can't own both. Like
no.
So yeah, and like we sell both, so I don't really give it. Like people are like, "Oh, should I do this shit?" I'm like, "Dude, do whatever the fuck you want." I sell both. I don't give a shit. Like, but the guys who, if we could agree on 90% or 95% of the financial system being fucked up, this fucking thing looking a lot like a Ponzi. These guys go at each other's throats over that debate, and I'm like, dude, who shit? Like, so, dude, we're bullion dealers. I like bullion a lot. Crypto's, let's not bullshit. Crypto's crushed it the last year. There's no fucking doubt about that. But yeah, gold has been money for a long fucking time. It's hard for them to fucking steal it, confiscate it. It's hard for an ex-wife's lawyer to find it if you fucking dig it in a fucking backyard somewhere. So it's got its purposes. It's just that, I mean, compared to crypto the last 12 months, everything looks like shit. Yeah. I mean, Bitcoin is fucking, what was the low was like 3,700 in fucking March of 2020. So
yeah. Just right there. Now it's fucking boom.
That's what I mean. It's like Bitcoin's fucking 15x, 20x. That's nothing. Nothing can compete with it right now. So again, metals has a place, and we sell both. We don't, but crypto. The majority of our business the last 12 months has obviously been crypto, and not to mention you can't find metal right now. Like APMEX is the Walmart of precious metals dealers. And they're theoretically a competitor, although they're not. They're like they're the fucking Walmart. They're the guys. And they're selling like silver right now is like $26 or something, and they're selling a silver eagle for like 40, like $15 over.
That's all premium. Everything's premium now. So even the gold eagles and everything is premium.
So it's important. Part of that, you can argue, part of that is carpetbagging and price gouging. But on a purely economic side, you could argue they're just trying to slow down demand. Like demand is so off the fucking charts right now. Like 4-week delay, 8-week delay. They're like, all right, we're gonna let kind of like dudes at a bar or at a club or something. They're like, we're gonna let, who wants to pay to play? Like they keep juicing the premium to see who gets in the door. Like, oh, if you're willing to pay this, we'll ship the shit out next week. If you want to wait till premiums go back down, then you're asking to wait 3 months. So I think that's the logic there. But we don't sell shit we don't have. That's bad business. Because at that point you're not making profit. All you're doing is dealing with fucking customer service calls all day. It's people fucking bombing you like, where's my shit? Where's my shit? Where's my shit? Where's my shit? Dude, it's not worth it. Like we'll let you know when it's back in. It's before this year, we hadn't seen this type of disconnect or bottleneck in metals in 7 years. Since like 2013, there was a disconnect on premiums and delays. This year, not this calendar year, but since it's from COVID to today, we've seen it 3 fucking times where the shelves were clean, like fucking toilet paper hot, like gone. And pricing, it's double. I mean, the low in silver during the March collapse when everything was melting, everyone was running to cash. The low in silver was probably like 11. So it's all right. It's back to 26. I mean, but it's nothing like fucking, other shit. But
other shit. I mean, like old cars. Like I mean, I've got cars. I've got guns. I've got some collectible stuff and metals. Well, cars are killing it.
Ammo's also been a good investment the last year. Ammo's 5.56 9mm, quite a good investment the last fucking year.
Good investment.
Can't find that shit. Well, you can find it, but it's that's also doubled or tripled in value. It's pretty ridiculous.
But everything's kind of outpaced the metals as far as I'm concerned. I mean, even the stock market, and we look at the stock market today, and we can all admit that it's overinflated. And I mean, I'm avoiding that like the plague right now myself. But crypto's definitely where I'm at. But that's what I want to talk to you about now is crypto. And okay, so what made you guys go in on Bitcoin? What do you know about Bitcoin that's making you go in on it? What makes you want to be in Bitcoin itself?
Well, we other
than it's 50 freaking K right now, and
62% of the fucking capitalization of the whole fucking industry. But we don't really go in on anything. We simply facilitate transactions between institutions and our clients. Mm-hmm. So we don't.
We're helping people OTC into different.
That's all. If we deal with the 4 major brokerages in the country, and whatever they offer, we narrow that window and offer that to our clients. So we don't pick winners and losers. We just run a fucking trade desk. It's like basically like go to the New York fucking stock exchange. You take the 20 or 30 most popular stocks, and it's like a fucking 1980s movie. Like clients calls us, be like, all right, can we do we wired the money. Can we do the trade? Like, yeah. What are you buying today? Fucking Amazon app. Here's our menu. Which one do you want? So yeah, we don't pick winners and losers, and we don't dictate. Unfortunately, we don't we are handcuffed by what the major institutions or what the major exchanges in the U.S. offer. That's what. So I'll give you, and I'm not name dropping this coin, but a coin that's been very hot that clients are always asking us about, and it's not a recommendation. We can't even fucking sell it because you can't buy it in the U.S. is Theta. So before that, Digibyte was fucking hot like 6 months ago. People were calling about Digibyte. The last fucking 6 months, everyone's been calling about Theta. We can't fucking buy it. Like I can't get it for you because my the exchanges don't have it. Like so.
Yeah, we stream on Theta, by the way. It's a streaming platform.
Yeah, lots of. There's been coins that we wish we could have gotten. Like if the institutions would have offered it, we'd have. Again, we don't care. Like we have no skin in the game. We're just brokering the shit. So if the issue is coins get hot and then coins go away and blah blah blah. So
Yeah.
we're handcuffed by what our exchanges can provide for us.
So do you trade, or do you actually follow the crypto market and see what's going on within it, or you just strictly do? Hey, you want this coin? I'll get it for you, whatever it does.
It's kind of, I mean, yeah, I'm always paying attention, and there's been a lot of move. My focus is usually in the top 20 market market caps, only because there's so fucking many. So when I take fucking 50 to 100 phone calls a day. So it's hard for me to keep tabs on. Clients always mention, can you get this yet? Have you heard of this yet? Blah, blah. Like, so it's hard for me to even fucking keep tab. Like if I try to track the entire list of 200 top market, like I drive myself fucking crazy. But every so often, one like jumps up a lot fast. I'll put it to like this: like Thetas, I think jumped up to the top 30, and I'm not bringing that up to I'm not bringing that up to pump it. We don't even fucking sell it. Link came from fucking nowhere, and now it's the top fucking 10 or something. So 9 months ago, Link was like silent as shit, and now it's a top 10. ADA's been on fucking fire the last. So yeah, it's there. And then XRP kind of went the opposite direction. Like that was a top fiver for fucking years, and then the SEC clam. So yeah, I pay attention, but I try to. I could only, based on my fucking capacity and how busy we are, I could only limit my capacity to like, all right, I got to monitor at least the top 20 because we fucking sell them, you know, for the most part.
So let's just go to number one. I wanted to say something about numbers. So one of the things I talk about on the show, and I have talked about it a lot of times here, about these institutions that are getting in on Bitcoin and bringing big money, and guys like Elon jumping $1.5 billion in. And it so just to give you a quick background on me, I was in the gaming industry. I had a side gig where I was actually creating a gaming platform, video game platform for a social media video game platform. And back then they were trying to sell us cryptocurrencies. This is in 2008, 2007.
Damn.
And well, crypto was around before Bitcoin. It was the first thing it came out in was games. You know, when they monetized games and put things in games and stuff. And, you know, in the chat rooms, they were talking about, you know, Bitcoin. So I go back there, and technology and understanding it is where I started. Now, I'm not a tech. I don't know how. I couldn't sit you down and read you the code and tell you what it fucking means, right? But I had devs that did. And what I understood about, you know, Bitcoin was that it was an old dilapidated database. And it's like, it's fucking bullshit, man. It's the slowest crap. They're trying to pawn this shit off as currency. It's never going to be currency. And that was what I knew about Bitcoin. And then as time went on, and people don't even know this. I don't even know if you know this. And this is what concerns me about people who are in the financial markets actually getting into Bitcoin. Bitcoin's had 2 inflation bugs where literally somebody could have minted as many coins as they wanted. First time it happened, they rolled the chain back. And they said, "Oh fuck, we fucked up. Let's unfuck this." And no, this is the new Bitcoin chain here, right? And then it happened again, but luckily, the guy that found it was like, "Hey guys, fucking, I got to show you something. Check this out. Look what I could have done," and he didn't. You know, thank God. Or else that could have been the end of crypto right there, right?
Well, my greatest concern with, and this isn't me talking shit about it. It's obviously 62% dominance right now, but the areas I've been observing it for almost 10 years now, in some capacity, from complete naive to whatever, everything I've articulated. And the only thing that scares me about it is the fact, especially with the last civil war and the fork, and Roger trying to do this and that, and everyone fucking at each other's throats, and the developers could fork it this way. So that shit is, it's not a red flag. It's like, when people are like, you know, Bitcoin's it's not fucking perfect. It is slow. Of course not. And it's the original, and it's fucking slow, and everyone knows it's slow. And they're again, the forks along the years have been like, oh fuck, what if it? But at the end of the day, there's the confidence when people are tossing money at it, like institutions. that's what brings it more legitimacy and confidence. Like if you, and the fact that it is, there's no fucking head to chop off. So there's no headquarters to so that's another major selling
exactly.
point. Like
it's like nobody's going to be responsible for it.
Well, dude, look,
if it does fuck up. You know what I mean?
I just brought up XRP. They had the fucking head of the snake, so they went to go chop the fucking head of this. They're like, oh, the feds have a fucking door to kick down, right? And they have that with a lot of coins. Like there's a fucking like here's where the fucking headquarters of this coin is. So that's an area of people might be like, oh, we could put a face pen in the coin. Well, you can, but they could also, when it's time for the government to come get their pound of flesh, they know exactly which fucking door to knock on. They're so dude, no coin is perfect, well,
so, there is one I'm going to tell you about it.
Oh shit, here we go.
But no, Bitcoin is the king. It is the marketing tool of crypto. It was first, so I give it its respect in that.
I gave a speech at the second run up, at Anarchapulco in 2016 or 27. The second run up, right when Ethereum started getting that. The first time Ethereum broke $10, people heard of it, and the after the 2013 crash, the next time Bitcoin broke 1,000 was like 2016, the Anarchapulco run. And I gave a speech, and I'll stick to this exact quote. Because I believed it then 5, 6, 7 years ago, and I believe it fucking now still. Crypto is here to stay 100%. I just don't know what the fuck the winners are going to be.
Yeah.
So, and I think that because I don't know, no one does, because I don't have a fucking time machine, right? Yeah. So if
I do, I got a 15-year time machine.
I'm Gen X, right? So yeah, I'm 43 years old. The way the fucking internet looked in 2002 is a lot different the way the fucking internet looked in 2012, 10 years later.
So that's my point that I want to get to, Gus, is that we're talking about technology. Crypto is technology. And you've been around enough cycles to realize that we don't listen to fucking 8-track tapes anymore.
No,
we're streaming shit now, right? This is the only tech industry that's decided that it's going to stay 10 years in the past and fucking go with that. Versus, look, Ethereum did something better than Bitcoin. It did. Period.
It's a superior product. 100%.
It's a superior product.
Yeah.
So it's undervalued. Bitcoin's overvalued. It's undervalued. Bitcoin's a very big risk. Ethereum isn't, if you're looking at the technology. So that's my message out there to the crypto world, is that we're looking at the wrong shit. We're pumping the wrong shit. We're dealing with the wrong shit. We should be moving forward and advancing technology, because that's what this is technology. See, crypto was supposed to be programmable money. It was supposed to be programmed, and Bitcoin isn't.
There are a couple things that we have to realize, and I think a lot of people. So some people are in crypto for the pure speculation of it as an asset. Yes. There's also the use case conversation, which is where Ethereum and Link and cryptos with actual smart contracts and all the use cases come along. There's been a lot of I remember 10x was going to be, I thought that was going to, but they were ended up being shit, but whatever. Anyway, I digress. So there's use cases for the coin, and then there's actually the asset speculation. So the use cases are going to be organic, meaning the communities are going to jump. Just like, dude, why do people still fucking use YouTube? Why do people still, you could have your Rogans try to force people to fucking Spotify, but it has to be organic. Like so the use cases, people start adapting these cryptos, and using them. They're going to be. Well,
they have found their use case. It's speculation, like you said. That is the only use case.
So that's the other side of the conversation. The other side of the conversation is Bitcoin is inferior tech, but as a fucking asset speculation, and you can't argue the numbers right now. It's fucking on fire. So. But what the fuck does it do? It's right now nothing but hold value.
Makes money.
It just holds value. It fucking holds value. Doesn't do shit but hold value. Like gold, but pet rock, blah blah. So if the use case is if the organic, more useful coins actually take off, the the hard thing to determine now is if, like, again, that's why it's so hard for me when people are like, dude, I get asked, have you heard of this coin? Have you heard of this coin? I get that conversation 50 times a fucking day. And it's hard for you to keep track of all fucking 500 coins in that list. So you don't know what has a superior use case. You don't know what's a speculation. You don't know what dude, you have Musk fucking pumping fucking Dogecoin right now. Like we're in crazy.
That one right there blows my mind. You know? It's like, wait a minute, you guys are not only are you pumping Bitcoin, but now you're pumping a shitty freaking, fork of fucking Litecoin, which is a fork of Bitcoin.
That's what I'm telling you. We're living in fucking crazy worlds where there are all these like, so that it's hard for no. There's no argument to be made that Bitcoin is the most advanced tech. It's not even close. I'll have a client buy 4 different coins on one transaction. We'll make 4 trades for 4 coins, and I'll send them all at the same time. And I tell the client, I'm like, all right, when the test transactions get there, email me. And I'll send you the full balances. We send test transactions. Basically, if we fuck up, we want to fuck up for $2, not for fucking $500,000 or whatever. So I'll tell the client that, and as a joke, at the end of the phone call, I'll say, might be 10 minutes or so before that Bitcoin gets there. And then, because it
20, 40.
It's fucking slow. Okay? Yeah. So no one could argue that it's the fastest hack or mechanism for transactions. No, it's just a store of value.
So crypto was made to remove middleman. It was to get rid of counterparty risk. It was the cypherpunk / libertarian bank killer. That's what crypto was supposed to be. That was what the group of cypherpunks was trying to do. And the tech that they came out with, well, the speculators got a hold of it, just like anything. They opened these exchanges. The only people that get rich in crypto are really the founders of these coins and of these exchanges, and they're the ones that are making all the money. And the people that hold, if you held Bitcoin from the beginning to today, you're sitting really, really pretty. So just like in the stock market, if you've held for the last 50 years, you're sitting in a really good spot. Longers and founders are the ones that are making the wealth in crypto. But these guys, they stole crypto from those folks that were trying to screw the banks and come up with an immutable / freaking no counterparty bank killer. And when those guys got involved, they started leverage trading. They started doing all this shit that's wrecking young kids. And all these YouTubers promote this shit. Obviously you're not a trader. You're a longer. You build products that people long into.
The amount of fucking TikTokers you see now, like who are 22 years old, like talking about fucking options. I'm just like,
it's ridiculous. It's absolutely silly.
We are so fucked. This is like, we're lucky they couldn't record shit in 1929 because it might look a lot like that.
My 19-year-old son is telling me, he goes, Dad, all these guys that go to work and they got their phones out and they're all on Robinhood trading nowadays,
it's gonna be.
I was like, what the fuck?
It's gonna be a lot of 19 to 25-year-olds who have their social security numbers and have taken fucking credit against them on leverage that are going to get fucking crushed.
Well, a young man killed himself last year.
It's gonna get fucking nasty. It won't get nasty till it all crashes, but it will. You can't shut down half the fucking country for a year and paper over it. Something is fucking coming.
Yep.
I don't know if it's going to be deflationary or inflationary. So it's going to be March 2020 on fucking steroids, and it's either going to be like late 70s fucking inflationary high on crack, or it's going to be March 2020 but 10 times. Like, it's going to come, and it's going to come nasty.
Yeah.
And most people aren't going to be able to get out of the way or know how to fast enough.
Yeah. Well, I'm okay. This is a perfect segue into what I wanted to talk to you about when it comes to Hex, because you what you're doing is really a good marriage, and your mind and what your company is doing is a good marriage with Hex. And we talked to CJ about it. He came on and wanted to talk to us about it. And I know you're part of their team there. You guys converse with one another and with your platforms. But this whole community is about a crypto called Hex. And it was developed by a guy named Richard Hart, who's a very abrasive, very in your face, fuck you, called the fucking 20K Christmas on Bitcoin, called the bear market and said, put it away, guys, pack it up, get your asses home. It's time to go to sleep because this is fucking over. And we all cried, but he was right. He was fucking right, and I played with all the ICOs and did all that shit. But hey, you know what? I put crypto in its right perspective. I didn't go in with a whole bunch of my money. This was money I was spending on my cars. This was like, 10% of this was my play money. This was Vegas money for me because I work hard for my money, and I wasn't about to just go throw it into something this crazy. And I made it a lot, but I lost it all. That's the way it was for everybody in 18. But as it bear marketed, this one guy that was in crypto that something about him, man. Look, I grew up in Long Beach and Inglewood and Wilmington and all those areas over there. So I grew up in the streets. And I learned a lot about people. And when I saw this guy talk, he was rough around the edges, but he's my people. I liked him because he was a smart motherfucker, but he was like in your face. Like he was
transparent.
Yeah, he was very transparent. And I was like, nah, this guy knows what he's talking about. So he said, hey, you know what? See you guys in a little while. 6, 7, 8 months later, he comes out and says, hey, I'm going to build a fucking crypto. Fuck these guys. I'm going to do it. So we all sat back and said, all right, let's see what you got, bro. And he started building one. And, he was getting ready to launch it, and it was called Hex. It was called Bitcoin Hex at the time. And eventually he said, you know what? Fuck that Bitcoin Hex. This is just Hex. And what he did was, so he built a coin that has been audited 3 times, by the way. Bitcoin has no audits. There is no audits there. You can't get the society, the Bitcoin society, to get together and rub it a couple of nickels together to do anything for Bitcoin, let alone get audits, So he had it audited twice, security audits, make sure the code was right. And it even delayed the launching of the crypto. We were waiting 3 months, 4 months, 6 months. It was like, come on, dude, put this thing out. So finally in December of 2019, we launched it. They launched it. Richard did. And what it is, it's a very secure crypto, works just like Bitcoin. So you can move it, trade it. It's faster than Bitcoin. It's an ERC20. It's on Ethereum. And like I said, it's had 3 audits. So when he launched it, we were all like, okay, let's see what this thing does. And boom, moved perfect. Everything was fine. Have you heard of DEXs? Do you know what decentralized exchanges are?
Mm-mm.
Oh, good. I get to tell you about this real quick. So right at the same time, this DEX came out called Uniswap. And what Uniswap is, so imagine an exchange where you can go and swap your cryptos, but no KYC.
That I've heard of.
So you go in.
I'm familiar with Uniswap.
You drop your coins, you come out with them. No KYC, no bend over cough, none of that bullshit, right?
That's how a lot of our clients swap into the more exotic coins.
Perfect. Yeah. So you get in, you get out, and that's it. No, you pay your Ethereum fees, and that's it. So we all started using this DEX. We went through a launch phase with Hex for a whole year. Not a single hiccup, not a single problem, nothing. Everything went smooth, swimmingly. Crypto was moving up. The chart looks beautiful. If you go and you pull up the chart, you'll say, oh, that's a damn nice looking chart, man. Because all it does is go up and to the right. Looks like the stock market chart, looks like the Bitcoin chart, and it did it in a year. I think we did 230 something X in 1 year. And so here we are. We're running with this coin. It's working better than Bitcoin. But there's something magical about it. And that's what I'll tell you about. And this is what you're going to really fucking like. And you're really going to wrap your head around. So what Hex is it's a staking coin. It's a proof of stake coin. Bitcoin is a proof of work. Do you understand those two terminologies and technologies?
Explain proof of stake to me.
So proof of stake means that the coin itself and its inflation is going to be mined by the stakers. So if you stake that coin, if you put it out there, the inflation is being rewarded to the person who staked it. So the value in the coin
by paying gas or whatever.
Well, you pay gas to operate within the Ethereum network. So Ethereum has miners that actually have the network, but the staking coins, you can move them, transfer them, move them around, stake them. You pay gas fee to the Ethereum for using you use their network. Bitcoin is a proof of work coin. So all the miners, all the electricity that they're burning, all that wasted energy is to mine Bitcoin to create the inflation to give to the miners so they can dump it on your fucking head. Basically what happens. So China gets their miners running, time for them to pay the bills. They dump it, the bills get paid. That's what proof of work is all about. Proof of stake is the inflation is paid to the staker class in hex anyway. Proof of stake, there's a lot of different types of proof of stake coins, but the way it works in hex is think of it as a CD, okay? And it's an immutable CD. No counterparties, nothing. The contract's done. There's, ADA is what we call vaporware. If you're familiar with that, it's like promises. They never really come to the table with anything. That's why all these other things have been like nothing but promises, because they've never completed. Hex is a complete product.
Why has ADA been so hot lately?
Like you said, speculation, man. It's all about speculation. People are buying the news. The news is, hey, we're getting ready to come out and launch. It's coming now. Here comes your new shit that we've been telling you about for the last 5 years, and it never comes. It never comes to fruition. And, but not to just pick on them. That's all of crypto.
Well, it's all promise. Yeah, it's an example. I noticed
it's all promises. They're all promise coins. Hex is not a promise coin. It's done. You cannot touch the contract if you wanted to. There is nothing you can change. There is no fixes. There's no upgrades. There's nothing. It's done. It only does one thing. It works like a Bitcoin, meaning you can move it around, trade it, give it to somebody, spend it, whatever, and it moves faster because it is an ERC20 token. Or you can stake it. Now, here's the beauty of the whole thing. So you can stake it for a day. You can stake it for a week, a month, a year, all the way up to 15 years, 5,555 days. In fact, we've got people who have staked millions of dollars, 15 years. Nowhere do you see anybody's locking their shit up for 15 years. Just doesn't happen. But people are so confident in this thing, they're locking it up for 15 years. I've got stakes rolled out all the way 15 years. I'm staked out. So what you do is you lock that up for whatever time. Now you're making a contract with yourself. You're operating the contract. You're going in there and saying, I'm going to put this away for a year. Well, right now, and for the last year, we've all been making 38 to 40 APY. 38 to 40% APY because of the way the interest structure is set up. So the way it's set up is we have a staking pool. So the amount of coins that go into the pool determine the rewards, okay? So we have, I think, somewhere around 10% of the coins are actually staked. There's only 10% of the coins staked. And because of that, our APY is where it's at. So what happens is when you stake, you're given shares. So your coins are burned, right? So you put your stake in at 1 year, 2 year, 5 years, whatever, and your coins are burned and you get shares back. And those shares have a rate, a today rate.
What is the coin going for right now per coin?
About a penny. We're about an eighth of a penny.
Got it.
We went all the way up to 2 cents on the launch day. Then we had a little retracement. So we've been sitting around a penny.
It's HEX?
Yeah, HEX. So we've been going about a penny for just under a penny for the last month or so from all-time highs. So we're going sideways. Everything's going fine. But here's the thing. If it doesn't move, hexicans, we call ourselves hexicans, the people that are staked are making money every day. We're making coins every day. My hex is making new hex every day. Bitcoin doesn't do that. It can't do that. It doesn't have a staking mechanism. It doesn't have an interest rate.
That's its unique value add.
That's its unique value add. So the inflation of the coin is being given to the staker class. So those that are staked are actually getting the inflation of the coin given to them for staking versus the inflation of the coins in Bitcoin are going to the miners. So the stakers are getting it. Now, here's the other beautiful thing about it. Now you act as the Fed and you're the bank, because if somebody decides that they have to emergency end stake, you can take your coins out if you wanted to, but you're going to pay a penalty for it. If you haven't done half of your time in your stake, you're going to get wrecked. I mean, your penalties are going to be outrageous. But if you do half your time, once you've done half your time, you can pull your principal, lose all your interest.
So ask someone who has a community based around this coin. How do you guys go out there and market it and create unique value adds when the whole sector's on fire? Like,
Well,
how do you guys get out there and tell the general public, like, you got to look in this fucking hex coin, blah blah blah, and they're like, dude, everything's on fire. Like, what you want me to like?
yeah.
So that's
Right.
do you guys struggle with that? Like,
Hell yeah, we've struggled with it hard.
Isn't everyone screaming from the top of the mountain, like, look at our coin, look at our coin, look at our coin? And
yeah,
it's hard to get a spotlight on.
Yeah, well, Hex kicked off, and it ran into its bull run before the bull market started. So we were screaming at the rooftops, and everybody's like, "Oh yeah, you guys are in a scam coin, scam coin, scam coin."
They say it about everything.
Yeah, of course, they say it about everything. So it was scam coin for the whole year of our launch. They're going to steal your Bitcoin. Richard's going to dump on your heads. Blah blah blah. All the stuff. Well, none of it came true. We launched. We had a beautiful launch. We had a nice pump. We had a nice retracement, and now we're running sideways. Everything's running very, very healthy. Coin has had no hiccups. Nothing. Not a single fucking nothing. Not a glitch in the code. Nothing has gone wrong. Like I said, it's been audited 3 times. So
is the marketing one aspect of it to get the general public to get for it, and then the adoption of the exchanges the other aspect?
Well, we have exchanges. It's in a lot of exchanges. We got a whole list of them that you can go to. Hexkins, we don't use exchanges. We use DEXs. So Uniswap, QuickSwap, all of those things. We've been rolling in the DEXs because why KYC and show them your butthole when you can go to a DEX and it's in, out, done, gone. Pay your fees, you're out, and you've staked your coins or whatever. Because we're not traders. This is a long play. This is a long play here. It's not a trading game. Hex is not a trading coin. Now people they do, and if you look at the chart, man, it's actually a trader's freaking wet dream because it's a beautiful chart.
That's that's the fucking paradox, right? Like, so if you want what you own to go up in value and for something to explode up in value, it helps to have more on ramps and off ramps. There has to be liquidity there. But at the same time, then it's just become another speculative coin. And if some of the coins I've seen over the years, they don't have on ramps and off ramps, which some would argue might hurt, but it also makes it harder for the coin to crash in value. Because we've seen coins get their fucking doors kicked in by the SEC or they'll confiscate their assets, and the coin will still maintain an inflated value because there's you can't sell it anywhere. There's nowhere to fucking liquidate it. So it's starting coins. We've been approached over the years to get involved in some startup coins, especially in the ICO days of 17, 18. And we've been approached, and I've always, asked those questions like, how do you market it? What's the differentiator? Because especially, and again, that's why I'm kind of picking your brain about it, is in bull runs, it's hard to fucking stand out. Like, we've had, of all the ones, I brought up Digibyte and Theta before, only because those are the only 2 like super altcoins that we've had clients beating our door. And I think that might be a thing of some of our affiliates promoting it. Like, so some of the guys we do business with who do have channels or run newsletters or whatever, they really we're pumping those 2 coins, and that's why we saw a lot of traction on those 2 coins. But go ahead, sorry.
Well, so here's the thing. We don't give a fuck about marketing. I'm just going to lay it out there because we're not trying to. We pumped do I need marketing when we pumped over 230x? Is a fucking dirty pirate and a guy dressed up in a doctor suit fucking pumped this coin for the last year to 2, that was really all the market. Other than that, and Richard out there wrecking people on stream, calling them idiots for doing what they were doing, and trying to put some truth out there and say, hey, quit trading your shit and go get into something right and real. Look, I built something right and real. I did something good for you guys. Fucking change your ways or else you're going to get wrecked. And so then, well, now everybody's forgotten the message that we've been spewing out for the last year. Now, because everything's pumping and big money's coming in and everybody's got stars in their eyes and rainbows coming out of their ass, they want to, get involved in this, and they don't want to look at something that's actually going to be good for them. But here's the thing, Gus, when the bear market comes, and it's coming, it's fucking coming. The bear market's coming. I guarantee you it is coming. Now, is it going to be 40% or 80% again? I don't know. Have we hit the complete top yet? I don't know. But the bear market's coming, guys. It is coming. So hold on to your crypto asses. It's coming. Get yourself ready, because guess what is going to pump like a motherfucker when it goes to a bear market? Hex. Why? Because ain't nobody going to be making money but Hexicans, because we're the ones that are going to be pumping, because our bags are getting stuffed with interest. Sweet, sweet fucking interest. I'm not going to talk about amounts and stuff, but we get the interest that we get is sick. Nobody gets 40 APY. Nobody.
I do like hexagons. That's fucking catchy. I'm not gonna lie. It's fucking catchy. It's good. No, it's dude. It sounds pretty fucking cool. Yeah. I hope it fucking takes off. Well, this is the first I've heard.
It has.
Yeah.
It took off, man.
Good. Yeah, good.
We actually did it. A year ago, if we would have been saying, yeah, we hope it takes off, but it already did. It took off. We're sitting in a spot right now. There's pumpamentals built into Hex that are so the game theory is so deep that people, I'm scraping the surface with you. But your liquidity question, I didn't want to sit here and say, oh, dude, liquidity don't fucking matter, because, if you were talking to Richard, he would have told you, dude, you don't know, fucking liquidity don't mean shit. In fact, low liquidity is what's going to pump a coin. Somebody comes in and drops a couple $1 million on Hex, and we're going to 10x. What's it going to take? What's a couple $1 million going to do to Bitcoin? Ain't going to fucking move it an ounce. Ain't going to move it a bit. It'll be like a gnat landed on it. Don't fucking matter. A couple $1 million in Hex pumps that son of a bitch to the moon. So the liquidity argument and a lot of these arguments out there.
Listen.
All speculation.
I don't, like I told you in the beginning, I don't pick winners and losers. Yeah. I'm not debating you. I've never heard of this coin. I hope. No.
I'm just debating.
I hope you win fucking $20 trillion. That doesn't mean anything to me.
So the chat room, my people know this. So I know what they're thinking. They're like, fucking RG, you better fucking tell him about goddamn liquidity. Don't matter, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, you're barking up. I don't promote coins. I sell them.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
See, this is the ultimate crypto, because this is the long crypto. This is going to change crypto. Crypto is going to change back to the way it should be. It should be no KYC ML. It should be, no counterparty risk. It should be a coin that is solid and has good tech. It should be the the CD market out there. If you're in the finance, there's $7 trillion in CDs. And what's the APY on those CDs out there right now? And fuck all close to 40%. I'll guarantee you that. Even if we brought everybody all of those just imagine $1 trillion of that.
The KYC thing is, it sucks, but there's no way around it. So
there's no way around it when you want to get back the dollars.
That's the business I'm in. So yeah. I would if no one needs to look any further than fucking Charlie Shrem or anyone else they put in fucking jail. So they'll plant fucking feds on they'll set you up, entrapment. Yeah. So but
what I'm saying is movement within crypto with the DEXs and the way everything is now.
They'll never be able to stop that. No, the consumers are not the fucking where the feds spend their time. They spend them on me, the merchants. So the feds, in between coin to coin, you guys can fuck around all you want. You're good to go. Where the feds point the microscopes and guns and SWAT teams is merchants, the people, the on and off ramps. So cash coming in, cash going out. So they'll be up my ass. Other OTC, Coinbase is that, and then that's how they take care of the KYC.
Now, when you secure,
once you're in the swapping thing, you're right. You could fucking you could get as creative as you want, and you're, you know, it's hard for them. They won't even deal with it. It's the on ramp. It's fiat in and out of fiat is where they focus.
So let me get this straight though. As far as you help people set up like self-directed IRAs, right? So you help them set up an LLC, set up a self-directed IRA, get the banking whole thing done, and then basically it's up to your client to put the assets in it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because you're not a middleman. You're not holding assets for people or anything like that.
No, we sell crypto too, but that's a.
But you turn that over, and that's they're in custody of them at that point.
Yeah, right? Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Right on. I just want to clear that up so that people understood what it was that you do. So guys, what Gus does is he actually helps people set up what's called a self-directed IRA. And what it allows you to do is to place your crypto in another holding tank, basically your own holding tank of your liking, and it just gives you tax benefits.
We don't choose the crypto, we don't choose the wallet, we don't choose shit. The client sends us the address, and we shoot the crypto off to them. And again, like you said, you know, lots of times they'll swap it out. So they'll come in for their IRA or whatever. They'll buy Ethereum, and then they'll fucking swap it out to something else from their own mechanism.
And that's their prerogative too. They can do that.
100%.
Once you set that up, that's what's beautiful about a self-directed. You can put whatever you want in it.
Yeah, that's why I told you early on, we're not like, it's not that we're pussies about making recommendations. It's that it's liability. It's fucking all of it. It's there. No. We've had people we've done business with for, you know, years and years, try to get us to promote certain coins and blah, blah, blah. And for us, it's liability, conflict of interest, blah, 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 blah. So that's why we just keep I told you, man, we play Switzerland. We don't.
Yeah.
Wire you your money. Here's your fucking coin. Have a good day. Like it helps. It helps protect our ass. That's all, you know, that's how we view it. I personally, man, I don't, you know, I don't wish any fucking, if you were there in 2017, 2018, and you remember all the fucking ICOs going in and out, in and out, in and out, I don't wish any, so we get told about coins all the time. I don't wish any ill will on any fucking coins. Lots of people come in and be like, stay away from this, stay away from that. I don't tell anyone to stay away from shit. I don't get involved in shit, because in 2018, and I don't know if you remember a few of them, motherfuckers were getting $50 million for a fucking white paper. Like, here's our fucking white paper.
Yeah, they put a pretty bunch of pretty faces up on their website in the white paper.
Yeah, and they're like, here's our fucking white paper. Wire me $50 million fucking dollars, and you're gonna be there. And I'm like, dude, for sure. All right, I'll send the fucking checks in the mail. So it's people. The winners will, you know, I think if there's a use case for them, be it what you're describing, like yield. Like what are you describing almost comes off like bond duration based on how long they're going to hold it for and the amount of yield, which it's a good idea. It is a good idea. And the winners, I think, will ultimately should organically come forward if there's a use case for them. And that's how I feel about it. The speculation is both a blessing and a curse. Like, again, it keeps coins that are, like you alluded to with Bitcoin, keeps coins that might be a bit more ancient very high value, just because, you know, that's where the fucking money's flowing.
So when coins sit in a self-directed IRA, what rules apply? Is it what tax benefits do you get from holding in there? I mean, is it the same? You know, you pull them out at a certain time.
It's totally IRAs all work the same. It's not just ours. They're universal. Once you reach a certain age, you can start taking distributions, and the capital gains don't apply. But Uncle Sam still gets their cut. It's treated as income. Same way. Yeah, nothing unique. Yeah, basically, yeah. It's the simplest way I can describe it is we basically just do crypto IRAs.
And if you pulled anything out early, you get penalties on it.
Yeah, you get if you go before 58.5, you get a penalty on it, correct?
Gotcha.
You could always take the money out. Uncle Sam's just getting their fucking cut at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a way to defer. It's a way to defer.
They gotta fucking steal from somewhere, man. That's the way I could explain it.
Yeah. No, I hear you. Gosh, there's a whole that's a whole can of worms, and I know that your background is in economics, Chicago and Austrian economics and all of that. So there's a whole nother can of worms to open up with that thing. But I don't want to keep you any longer because it's been over an hour, and I know it's late over there for you.
It's almost midnight. I appreciate you. I appreciate you guys having me on, man. It's been a pleasure, man.
No, Gus, it was a pleasure having you. Thanks a lot. And if you would you hang around for a quick second? I'm gonna shut it down, and then I'll come back and talk to you for a minute. I want to ask you a couple questions off stream. All right, man. Have a good one. Thanks for coming on, everybody. Go check out Gus Demos. Do you want to plug your YouTube or anything, or?
We don't really even do content anymore. Perpetual Assets, the name of my company. You could Google us or perpetualassets.com, but we really don't do. I mean, CJ and I go on there once a week with CJ and V on Rogue. But yeah,
Rogue News.
Rogue News. Yeah.
Yep. Right on, guys. All right, Gus. Thanks a lot. Appreciate you, man. All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll catch you on Wednesday. We got another guest coming up, and it's getting so busy. I don't even know who it is. Who is it? Who is it, King? Let's see if he answers real quick here. I think we have. All right. You got it, King? Adam Kokesh. That's it. Adam Kokesh is coming on Wednesday, so we'll be catching him. And then, of course, the FN Hangout on Friday, everybody. And don't forget to catch tomorrow morning with Kinetics, Wake Up Hex, and all the guys from over on the other side of the world. All right, guys. Thanks a lot. We'll have you back tomorrow morning. Let's see. Where are we at? Later.